Hello everyone, I'm Duy Magi. Today I'm starting a new series to teach you how to read your astrology birth chart in the easiest way possible. And we are going to start with the most common and basic methodology, and that is the traditional astrology system of 12 zodiac signs. But before that, let's start with some basic concepts. So don't worry if your astrology knowledge is currently at zero. First, what is astrology anyway? Here's a simple definition. Astrology is a study of how celestial bodies' movements in the solar system influence people on Earth. There are many astrology systems, but the most popular one is the 12 zodiac signs. Next, what is an astrology birth chart? Here's the simplest definition. Your personal astrology birth chart is like a snapshot of the sky at the time and place you were born. This snapshot includes the positions of the moon, sun, planets, and asteroids, but in the 12 zodiac astrology system, this snapshot changes in color and scenery every 2 hours. So if you don't have your birth time data quite correctly, this system won't work. But don't be discouraged. There's still another way to read your astrology birth chart better than the traditional method even when your birth time data is missing, and I'll teach you that method very soon. So where can you create your birth chart? There are plenty of websites and mobile apps that allow you to do it. One of the long-standing websites that lets you create your free birth chart is astro.com. You just need to enter your personal data, including birth time, birth date, birthplace, and the system will generate your birth chart. This is a website that I personally often used when I was just getting into astrology. However, as I advance my studies, there are many features I might want to use, but are limited in astro.com. That's why, along with my very best friend Sanction, we created an online tool for drawing astrology birth chart for free at astropro.vn. Our system currently supports more than 600,000 celestial bodies and can draw astrology birth chart for free in 6 dimensions. This is a breakthrough in astrology because usually to get these features, astrology learners often have to pay from a few hundred to a few $1,000s to buy specialized astrology softwares. Now, let's dive into how to read an astrology birth chart. The first thing you must understand is the core of the 12 zodiac astrology system. So, what's the essence? The 12 zodiac astrology system focuses on studying the influence of astrological phenomena occurring in each zodiac sign. There are 2 types of astrological phenomena, and the first one involves observable celestial bodies of the solar system, such as the moon, the sun, planets like Mercury and Venus, asteroids like Chiron and Vesta, and dwarf planets like Pluto and Haumea. They are the real things we can photograph and observe in the sky. The positions of these planets and asteroids within a specific zodiac sign are the top concern for learners of 12 zodiac astrology system. For instance, we might be curious about the differences between someone with Venus in Sagittarius compared to someone with Venus in Capricorn. But among all the celestial bodies, astrologers of the 12 zodiac system primarily focus on the positions of the sun and the moon, and they are referred to as the sun sign and the moon sign in the birth chart. However, there's a second astrological phenomenon that fewer people know about. This is because there are things not observable in the sky, but are calculated based on the positions of the planets and asteroids from the first group mentioned earlier. For example, many people use the sun-moon midpoints, which is simply the point halfway between the positions of the sun and the moon. However, midpoint is something we cannot observe directly in the sky. The midpoint only exists when we calculate and add it to the birth chart. Beyond the midpoint, there are many other commonly used calculated points in astrology. For example, the path of fortune, the black moon, the nodes, the descendant, etc. But one of the most important calculated points many people care about is the ascendant, represented by the symbol of AC in your birth chart. The ascendant is a zodiac sign rising on the eastern horizon at the time and place of your birth. However, approximately every 2 hours, the ascendant changes. So basically, there are 12 different ascendants in a single day. So we have 3 crucial astrological factors in the 12 zodiac astrology chart, including the sun, the moon, and the ascendant. Specifically, the ascendant or rising sign represents the outer layer, your external appearance, how others perceive you when they first meet you. The sun sign represents the ego, the true self, the real personality, along with genuine desires of an individual. Is who you truly are, the person you recognize within yourself. The moon sign represents emotional needs, how one expresses emotions and unconscious habits and tendencies. When the ascendant, the sun, and the moon fall into different zodiac signs, they bring different interpretations and characteristics. To understand the meaning of these combinations, you can watch my next video or do a quick Google search with corresponding keywords, for example, trace of Aquarius sun, or the meaning of Capricorn ascendant, or the Cancer moon interpretation, etc. The next prominent astrological element you need to pay attention to is the 12-house system in your astrology chart. They are numbered from 1 to 12 counterclockwise, starting from your ascendant in your birth chart. Each house governs an important area of life. Specifically, the first house represents the self, how you present yourself and interact with the external world. The second house relates to finances, personal values, and how you manage resources. The third house represents communication, education, and relationships with those around you. The fourth house relates to family, home, deep emotions, and the foundation of the soul. The fifth house is about joy, creativity, love, and children. The sixth house represents daily work, health, and service to others. The seventh house relates to relationships, partnerships, and marriage. The eighth house is about sharing resources, transformation, and facing change. The ninth house represents knowledge, travel, and life perspectives. The 10th house relates to career, social status, and professional life. The 11th house is about community, social relationships, and future dreams. And finally, the 12th house represents spirituality, the subconscious, and the end of the cycle. Astrology learners of the 12 zodiac system will be interested in which planets, asteroids, or calculated points appear in each house, because in doing so, they create special meanings. For example, a person born with Jupiter in the 10th house is considered to have advantages in their career. On the contrary, someone born with Saturn in the 10th house might face challenges in their professional life. To understand the meanings of these combinations, you can watch my next video or do a quick Google search with the corresponding keywords. For example, the meaning of Venus is the 5th house, or please understand or decode the meaning of Saturn in the 11th house. And the final astrological factor, although less important, still holds a certain influence in the 12 zodiac astrology system, and that is aspect and planetary geometry. So, what is aspect in astrology? An aspect is the distance between two planets on the astrological birth chart. However, these angles only become particularly significant when they are multiples of 30 degrees. Not all aspects have special meanings, and when you create an astrology chart on websites or mobile apps, the system will only display those important aspects. Although there are still debates, most astrologers of the 12 zodiac astrology system generally agree that the 60-degree aspect or the sextile and the 120-degree aspect or tri are positive, while the 90-degree aspect or the square or 180-degree aspect or the opposition are considered challenging. To understanding the meaning of each aspect, you can watch my next video or do a quick Google search with the corresponding keywords. For example, Mercury Uranus interpretation, or the meaning of Sun square moon in birth chart. When multiple planets interact and form aspects with each other, they create planetary geometry with different shapes. Geometries with more sextile and tri-aspects are considered favorable. On the other hand, the geometry with more square and opposition aspects are seen as challenging. For example, a birth chart with a grandchild configuration is considered very positive, while a birth chart with a T-square or grand cross configuration is regarded as very challenging. In summary, to read an astrology birth chart using the 12 zodiac system, you need to focus on decoding the following factors in order. Firstly, the important triad, which are sun sign, moon sign, and ascendant sign. Second, the interpretations of planets and asteroids in each house. Finally, the interpretations of each aspect and planetary geometry in your birth chart. If you are a new beginner in astrology, you can easily find the information about those factors online by doing a quick Google search, or you can find those information by watching my next videos. Now, let's briefly discuss the limitations of the 12 zodiac astrology system. Generally, there are many drawbacks, and I would dedicate a separate video to this topic. However, in this video, I will talk about the two major weaknesses, so pay close attention before delving into your astrology birth chart. Firstly, the 12 zodiac astrology system only works when there is relatively accurate birth time. In other words, without birth time data, you won't be able to interpret any chart. But asking for birth time, especially from someone you've just met, is not an easy task. Not everyone is willing to share this information, and this happens frequently. So this is the biggest drawback. However, there is still a highly accurate method to read a birth chart even when the birth time data is missing, and I have applied this method to consult with my client for over 10 years. So I will teach you this method in the next video, so stay tuned. Secondly, the accuracy of the 12 zodiac astrology system is not very high. The clinical study titled A Double-Blind Test of Astrology, published in the scientific journal Nature in 1985, affirms this. In this study, 28 well-known astrologers participated in a test to predict the personalities of volunteers. Despite their confidence, the results show an accuracy rate of only about 30%. This raised significant questions about the accuracy and effectiveness of traditional astrology. So don't expect too much when reading a birth chart based on the 12 Zodiac astrology system. In general, if you want to learn about the basic personality traits of yourself or anyone else, the 12 Zodiac astrology system may provide some answers. But if you want to make important decisions such as career orientation or choosing a life partner or business partner, you should be extremely cautious with the information you receive when reading birth charts using the 12 Zodiac astrology system. However, there is another method of reading birth chart based on scientific principles with extremely high accuracy. This is a method I mentioned earlier, and I've been using this method to consult with my client for over 10 years. So I will teach you this method in the next video, so stay tuned. Follow my channel and join my Facebook group Multiverse Astrology if you want to study and learn astrology with a truly scientific approach. If you have any comment, drop it below. I will answer as soon as I can. And if you want to schedule an astrology consultation with me, please inbox me or check the link in the description below. And now it's time to say goodbye and see you again very soon.